Hi, welcome to the podcast. Today, we are joined by Tushar Kanti, a seasoned IT leader with over 3 decades of experience transforming manufacturing and metallurgical operations through enterprise IT strategy, digital platforms, and cybersecurity. Tushar has led complex digital transformation initiatives across multi-site industrial operations, including steel, aluminum, and advanced manufacturing sectors. Here, we will be discussing his insights on how manufacturing enterprises can leverage IT to achieve operational excellence, scalability, and competitive advantage in a rapidly evolving industrial landscape. Welcome, Tushar.
Thank you.
Tushar, we'll straight away get into the various digital transformation strategies that is sweeping across the manufacturing operations. As you know, you have defined and executed IT and digital roadmaps aligned with global governance frameworks while managing complex and also multi-site manufacturing operations. So my question to you is that in the manufacturing sector, many enterprises are still struggling to align their digital transformation strategy with the operational realities, right? So from your experience of leading IT across the multi-site manufacturing operations, what are all the critical success factors for developing a digital roadmap that balances both governance requirements as well as with the local operational needs? And how should manufacturing CIOs prioritize their digital initiative?
Thank you, Shata. Digital transformation strategy. Strategy itself is the word which cannot be defined in a closed door. If you want digital strategy in manufacturing operation, you need to come down into the soft floor. You need to see what is actually happening over there. One common mistake most of the CIOs are doing, they treat digital transformation as a pure technology initiative. In reality, it has to be driven by the business need, aligned with operation. This is the first. It needs to be driven by the business, aligned with the operation. One of the most key important things, getting into the balance right between global standard and local flexibility. You need to be strong global foundation, like especially for you should have a robust ERP, you have a robust cybersecurity, and moreover a robust governance, so that everything consistent and secure. But at the same time, every plant is unique and it's totally unique. The operations, the people is unique. So local team who is doing this transformation needs to be have freedom to adapt the solution based on the specific operational requirement, because each plant is different, their operational requirement is different. The operator, some operator is very qualified, some operator is not very qualified, but we have to take both the factors into the operation. That this operator is not very qualified, I have to take this factor also. So all these factors you have to take, and then you need to strategize your digital transformation at the production level. Another key aspect, how to approach the roadmap. Instead of trying to do everything on a big step, in a big transformation, you go step by step. First, you build a strong foundation, solid core foundation, and then gradually add. This makes the whole journey more meaningful and allow faster progress without losing alignment. Another key aspect is approach the roadmap. Instead of trying to do everything, when it comes to prioritize initiative, I usually took 3 steps. One is basic is ERP, infrastructure, and security. I'll go for ERP, a robust ERP, then a robust infrastructure and security. This at the end, what I can say, digital transformation is not about technology. It's about making better decision, improving efficiency, and creating a connected environment, all you need.
That's well said. So this is not just yet another IT project at scale, but the business users need mapped with the proper governance and highly personalized to the local environments. That's well said. So
Yes.
now just slightly moving on, from your emphasis of established, an ERP system to be in place, you have successfully led multiple SAP and BAN ERP implementations across the manufacturing plants, integrating production, inventory, and financial processes. So my question to you is that ERP as a software, as a platform, modernization is often considered as a backbone of a digital manufacturing transformation. You have led them across multiple plants. What are all the key challenges that the manufacturing organizations face during an ERP implementation, and of course, how can they ensure successful adoption and integration of these systems to drive operational visibility and process standardization?
If I started ERP implementation back in 2000. That time I started ERP. That time PAN was the leading ERP implementation. My first ERP implementation was a metal industry. So in the eastern part of India, I am not revealing the name. But it started. The challenges what we face is not a standardization. None of the system we found is standard. Everybody is doing their own way. Apart from that, the expectation is very high. The management is thinking that I implement an ERP, tomorrow the reports and everything is coming on my desk. That the expectation they are expecting in 2000. And sometimes we feel another challenge that ERP implementation is not an user-driven project. It's an IT-driven project. When a project is IT-driven, the failure is 100% guaranteed that failure will be there when their participation of the users are not there. Three factors which face tremendous challenge in ERP implementation. But gradually we have give lots of training, lots of brainstorming, taking involvement, going to their going ourselves onto their shoes, what they are thinking, how they are thinking, what they are looking from each and everything, meeting all their requirements, sitting with them as a friend, explaining what an ERP can do. So all these things is help us to implement ERP. Now people are thinking, okay, ERP is now becomes a necessity in an organization, even from the audit point of view. Earlier it was not there. So that time we faced tremendous challenge. Now ERP implementation, now lots of processes are streamlined. ERP implementation is very, I can say nowadays it's little bit of easy. And if you have a very strong global template or organization template and some flexibility, your life has become easy.
So from a program perspective of a digital transformation to the local needs involving various stakeholders, we slightly shifted our perspective to the softwares that enable them and how we should be managing it. Now, when we go a little down further on an infrastructure layer and for these distributed industrial site, you have designed and deployed IT architecture containing multiple industrial sites with resilient networks and compute platforms. So my question to you is that generally I see that manufacturing enterprises often operate across geographically distributed sites with complex operational OT technologies. How should manufacturing IT leaders approach the infrastructure modernization and the multi-site connectivity so that they are reliable, secure, and scalable operation? And also, in your viewpoint, what are all the trade-offs between a centralized versus a distributed architecture in that context?
Okay, good question, very good question. So as you are aware that manufacturing IT environment is very complex in nature, especially when you are managing multiple plants, because nowadays it is not a geographical location based, it is and various locations you need to connect at time, where different location with a mix of IT and operational system. In my view, the focus on building the setup is reliable, secure and scalable, more important, well connected. It is not running about isolated system of each plant, rather creating an integrated ecosystem. It's not about running an isolated system. Our main focus should be integrated ecosystem. Is a one LAN concept. Means we need to create a system like working in India, sitting in Indian office, and tomorrow I am going to UK office. My environment will not going to change. No need to change anything on my system. That should be the networks. That should be the infrastructure. And when it comes to the IT IoT systems, that means right now most of the system are CNC based machine. CNC based machine means you need to be very accurate on your network, because anything wrong on the network, it goes up to your system. So security is very much important over there. Technology like SD-WAN, cloud platform really help connecting sites securely and effectively. So at the last, I can say means infrastructure is just not just about connectivity. It's about enabling better visibility, collaboration, and faster decision making across all plants.
So that's well said, Tushar, because it's not just about connecting systems, but the presence of a person or a stakeholder should be kind of very transparent, irrespective of the locations they are and what they operate. And
Yes.
very critical point you said, like when a secure network comes in, it reaches to your shop floor, not just the
Yes.
computer.
Sure.
That gets me to another predominant area that you might be conversant with is you had deployed zero trust architecture, SD-WANs, DLP, as well as stacks aligned with the various compliance systems like ISO 27001, GDPR, and DPDPA compliance requirement. So I have read a lot about it, your work in that. So the convergence of IT and OT in manufacturing creates a unique cybersecurity challenge, right? How should these manufacturing organizations approach the cybersecurity strategy to protect critical production system while maintaining also the operational efficiency? In that frame, what are the frameworks and best practices trying to balance security as well as seamless data exchange across production networks? In your experience, can you throw some light on that?
Yeah, I can give you a simple example. In March 11, 2026, the Iranian hackers group attacked. You might have known that attacked an US-based medical company who is having across 56 countries, not 76 countries across, and having 56,000 people. One fine morning, 200,000 machines are wiped out on 11th March 2026. So hackers did. So we always think if the same things happen in my plant, how I'll going to protect? This is the key challenge. How an IT head or CIO is going to do? How to prevent that situation? How to make my operational 24 into 7? This is the key challenge nowadays. Hackers are everywhere. There are lots of hacker groups are running right now. How to prevent? So that is the key challenge. First, I need to have a key governance, a compliance oriented organization. I have to be very secure compliance oriented organization. What are my controls are there? I need to go for ITGC controls. I need to go for ITGC controls. I need to see where are my controls are lacking. I need to first correct my controls. I will come in the cyber security later on, but I need to build the foundation before building up in cyber security. I need to build my foundation. How I'll build my foundation? I will make my controls stronger. I will ensure my people responsible for their action. Then I will go for GDPR. GDPR, since this is an European-based organization, now GDPR. Now recently DPDPA Act has been implemented by our Indian government. So we are going for DPDPA Act. But since we have already been in GDPR, our life is easy. But if I compare GDPR and DPDPA, there are some basic difference, integrated basic difference. Those we are taking care. Now I comes to cyber security. Once my controls are in there, once my people are responsible, they have taken the ownership of their system. Now I implement another layer called DLP, data leakage prevention. What I am monitoring right now, I am monitoring each and every activity, what my people, what my users are doing on their network. Each and every activity. We have already given an awareness training, what to do, what not to do. But at the same time, we are not restricting anything, because at first GDPR, we are not allowed to restrict anything, but we are allowed to monitor. So we are monitoring, we are doing an preventive, not an corrective action. We are doing an corrective action. We are informing to that user, you have done so and so thing on this date, on this time, and along with a copy to compliance as well as their HOD. Once this started, user is right now is very cautious. Now that has been dramatically reduced. That DLP works. Now I'll come to cyber security. We have implemented a 3-layer cyber securities in our system, at the firewall level, at our network level, we have implemented cybersecurity. And cybersecurity, and we are doing, and every year we are doing a drill. We are doing a drill. Ethical hackers are we have hired ethical hackers and trying to penetrate our system. Penetration test we are doing every year. So this penetration test is ensuring that users are, we are sending emails, like what we are doing, sending an fake email and check whether users are opening that fake emails or not. If the users are opening the fake emails, we are counting which user is doing. Then again an awareness session is taking place, that don't do this, you have done this, don't do this next time. These are the measures, these are the identification when you are receiving an email or when you are receiving some communication. These are the identification, this my internal mail, this my external mail. These are the safe attachment, these are non-safe attachment. This type of awareness we are creating each and everything, so that my cyber security and data governance are intact and my environment is safe.
That's a great way to look at it, because compliance is not an adherence, it is the foundation on which everything does.
Yes.
And then the
Yes.
frameworks adds that layer. And one of the things I appreciate also is that the internal controls have to be in place before we
Yes.
identify the threats from outside. That comes
Exactly.
by the best practices. That's good to know.
Exactly. Because even if you go to, even if your house, in your house, if there is no rule set within your house, so your neighbors will come and complain about you. First you need to build your rule set, you need to build your child that this to do, not to do. That is started from my home. So my home is my office, I need to build that environment within my office, then I'll go outside, blocking threats and everything. At the same time, none of the whatever implement I do, whatever cyber security I do, I cannot guarantee that my system is 100% protected, because I am working in an organization where I have a budget, but hackers do not have the budget. Hackers do not have budget. We have a budget, we have a limitation for spending, but hackers do not have they have the latest technology, they are more advanced than us, they have the most advanced brain than us. So we have to think all these aspects, right?
Sure. So, moving over from the cybersecurity, the controls, the frameworks, I have heard that you have also embedded AI, Gen AI, like copilots, analytics dashboards, and automation into engineering, and also into the
Yeah.
workflow to improve the efficiency part of the questions as we go through the efficiency side of things. AI and automation are transforming the manufacturing operations, right from predictive maintenance all the way to production optimization. In your view, how should manufacturing enterprises strategically approach AI and automation adoption? What are all the most impactful use cases that you have come across, and how organization can build the capabilities and governance framework to realize these values from these technology?
That's a very good question. See, everybody nowadays, everybody is talking about AI, right? Each and every, whether I am going for a market AI, or I am going for to purchase a shoes, there also AI comes. Everywhere AI is coming. Even if you are going for a life insurance, AI is coming. But AI is just, if I talk about 2011, I am talking about 2011. I was working with an organization, steel organization. We are having a problem of maintenance, we are having a problem of shutdown at the night, mostly at the night, and management is very furious about why these shutdowns are taking place. So they have asked me to do something. So in 2011 we developed a system that captures signal from SCADA system, convert them into message, and transfer to the message into SAP system, and automatically creates an incident ticket in SAP PM module. This enables HOD to review next morning what happened in the control system, why the systems are taking place. These data, if I go for and train this data nowadays, this has become AI. Now this can be automated. I am talking about 2011, now 2026. This data, what we are doing, we are training this data. We have the system. We are building of lots of systems over here. We have a huge data, used cases. We use cases, this data, we are trained this data into our system, and then we are doing an predictive analysis. Okay, we are moving from reactive operation into intelligent data driven system. But one important thing what I have learned, AI cannot work in isolation. It needs the right data, proper integration, and strong governance to actually deliver value. If you don't have the right data, if you have not integrated with your systems, manufacturing systems, if you do not getting the correct signals, correct data, your PLCs are not giving you right information at right time, then this data is garbage. You need to have a strong governance, proper integration, right data to go for this.
So basically, it is the right foundation of data that
Yeah.
has to be good enough for any intelligent learning, and then
Yeah.
further comes the automation. That's great to know. So slightly moving over, we learn through the platforms, we learn through the stakeholders, we learn through the automations and cybersecurity. Going one full round at the overall IT capabilities and organizational readiness. I know that multidisciplinary teams exist. So, in light of that, in short and sweet, a successful digital transformation in manufacturing, as you and me agree by now, is that it's just not a technology, but also organization readiness with the skill teams. In the context of that, how these enterprises approach capability building and talent development to support the digital transformation, and what's your philosophy that helps bridge the gap between the traditional manufacturing operation as well as the modern technologies?
Very good, Shraddha. For me, CIO is nothing but a combination of team. For me, CIO or IT head is nothing but a combination of team. Team is the most important thing. Means I believe, in my view, technology doesn't drive transformation. People do. So from my experience, being a strong IT team comes down with a few simple things. First, I look the mindset of the people. Mindset over the skill. Skill can be developed. Skill can be given. But mindset to do, yes, I can do. I am able to do. I am able to spend my time. That is a mindset. That mindset is the unique thing from people. I always check the mindset of the people rather skill set, because if a correct mindset is there, I can develop that person into that skill. I can provide that skill. Skills are changing each and every year, but mindset is not changing. Mindset needs to be that person. Satya is needs to be Satya. Tushar is needs to be Tushar. So yesterday I was working on BAN, now on SAP. Yesterday I was working on mainframe, now I am working on cloud technology. So, but my mindset is same as it is. So this is the main thing. And second is important to cross-functional team. In manufacturing, it is not, you need people who understand business system and technology together. You need system who understand business system and technology together. And the third one is creating a culture of ownership. If you remember, I initially told that ownership. You need to create a ownership that when people feel responsible for the outcome, when people the responsible, when a child's birth, father and mother both are taking joy that yes, this child is mine, this is a birth is taking place. Same ownership needs to be taken care. Same ownership needs to be taken care by the team. Yes, we did it jointly. There should not be I. In my team, what I believe, my least privileged word is I. And the most renowned and most valuable word is we. This is my last thing. I always believe in W and E, we.
That's a great way to say, from moving from I to we. Software skills can change, but mindset is something, an ever-growing skill. Yeah. And that's a good way to kind of, prepare, train for skills, and hire for attitude used to be the word. But now I think it's very clear that ownership also follows through. That's a great interaction, Tushar. Thanks for sharing your profound insights on digital transformation, IT strategy, and operational excellence in the manufacturing sector. Your experience truly exemplifies how a strategic IT leadership can drive competitive advantage and also operational resilience in the manufacturing enterprises. For people who are dialing in, please listen to the podcast as we come up with more interesting thoughts from the great IT as well as the OT leaders in this space. Thanks, Tushar, once again.
Thank you. Thanks, Satya. Thanks for connecting.